kazi yangu ni kutoa tu mwili yenye aina wenyewe. Inaletwa na gari na inamwagwa kwa ile kabriji ya kuenda Busia Kisumu. Zingine zinabakia hapo, zingine zinateremka mpaka Falls, zingine zinaingia intake hapa. Yote hata Jumapili nilitoa mwili hapa kwa intake hapa. Ile imetupwa tu, wamefunga macho, vitu kama hizo tu. Sasa hapa tumetoa mwili karibu 31. Ile aina wenyewe ziko. Hata juzi tulitoa Oria. Tunasemanga ni Msomali. Tulitoa hapa wawili. Mmoja tulitoa kwa bridge ya kuenda Kisumu, Siaya, Kisumu, Busia, na ingine tulitoa hapa kwa intake. Hata serikali ya Yala wamejua hii mambo yote. Vile ikitupwa lazima wapate hiyo ripoti, wananiita, mimi ndio natoa. Vile mmeona ile ingine iko pale, sijui kama mmeona hiyo mwili. Hiyo mwili iko hapo, imetupwa. Sio mtu wa hapa, imetolewa mbali na inaletwa na gari, inatupiwa pale kwa daraja. Hata ukiona design wamefunga, so umeona wamefunga kichwa. Wamefunga kichwa yake. Hata saa hii wakati tunaongea hii, iko mwili ingine pale, imekaa karibu miezi karibu sasa hii ni ya 5. Imeoza mpaka sasa inaanza kubaki fupa pale. Ingine tena iko nyuma yetu hapa. Nyuma yetu hapa iko mwili ya mwanaume na tena amevaa ile kaina ya blue.
The parish priest of St. Peter Clever's Yala in Yala sub-county, and at the same time I am the chaplain to St. Mary's School Yala, and there were some concerns in the last 4 or so months. There have been frequent existence of bodies along the river Yala, especially at the bridge, the railway bridge, the old bridge, and the now bridge being used for going to Kisumu. Some are found by the bank of the river, some are found floating going down, and some are found stuck on the stones. The frequency of the passing of these bodies has made me be concerned. One, in matters concerning health, it's our concern that this river is a source of water for a bigger community, especially within Siaya County. And the waters are used even by so many institutions, and my worry is how safe are these bodies. They could be contaminated bodies, and in the long run we might be having problems of health. 2, I'm very concerned that the community in which these bodies are being found, time immemorial, have been very, very respectful to the dead bodies. But the frequency of these bodies passing there, people are becoming insensitive to the extent that they can even ring me as their priest and tell me, Father, we have got some visitors. Father, there are some carcass here. Father, there are some roasted meat passing by the water, and these are human beings. I think if this is allowed to continue, it might later on turn into loss of sanctity of human life, and perhaps the carelessness might make a lot of loss of lives if people are no longer respecting human beings. The second concern is why at this point? Why at this point? Because since Wednesday, I was called Another time, I was Wednesday this week, ending, last week rather, I was called that there were some 3 bodies. Thursday morning of the same week, I was called there are some bodies. And even today, I'm being told that there are some bodies which are being identified on the waters. Why only this point? This needs to be interrogated. Another point of my concern is, what could we do? And this is where I appeal to our provincial administration, to our security men, both regular police and their branches of CID department, the NRS department, provincial administration and administration police, the local government, the Nyumba Kumi in charge, our communities of different status of life, that we may organize and find out the source of these bodies for the sake of security, among others. Otherwise, as a spiritual head of this area, I get a lot of complaints, a lot of concern from my people, as they want to know, why is this happening? Could we do something about it? And it's my appeal to the whole nation that they may come to our rescue. Our children are learning bad sins, which eventually might make them immune to the respect of the human life, or the sanctity of human life. I want to send even more appeal to my fellow religious leaders of various religious backgrounds, that let us also put our area and our nation as a whole to prayers, that we may have respect for human life. And whatever the reason or these laws or these lives, I leave it to all the hands of the government, which is very long, to reach the perpetrators in the long run, that everyone may remain safe and sound.
So tunaomba serikali iwajibike, ifanye kazi yao, na wale ambao wako pale ni watu ambao wanajulikana, kwa sababu kila mtu ambaye ako kwa nchi hii ako na fingerprints. So register of persons, kuja chukua fingerprints, enda kwa database, angalia ni akina nani, na zile mwili ziko pale hazijahifadhiwa vizuri. So in another maybe couple of weeks zitakuwa buried in an unmarked grave. So why can't the government move fast to get those people, unless it's the government killing them?
What is shocking and extremely disturbing is that these bodies are actually dumped by individuals who remain so far unknown. What we know is that there is a double cabin and a pro box that have been spotted on different dates. Individuals dumping bodies at the bridge into River Yala. According to local communities, this happens in the dead of the night between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. And they've been spotted several times doing that. Today, with our own naked eyes, we have seen floating bodies on River Yala. And the question we are asking, do we have a government in place? How come this is happening in an area that is supposed to have a police station, where we have DCI, where we have a county government, and things are happening in, with everyone's knowledge? How come these vehicles that are dumping bodies have never been caught? The individuals who are doing this, how come they remain unknown? And at the same time, we understand that this same river where bodies are found, it is the same river that supplies water to communities, to families in this region.
For the last 2 years, there have been reported sightings of bodies in River Yala. And what we are doing, the OSPD for the area, that is Yala, that is Game Sub-County, has clear instructions together with the DCAO for the area to go a little bit deeper and find out what is happening. But the preliminary information that we have is that most of these bodies are washed upstream. For the last 2 years, we've made about around 10 bodies that have been discovered in this river. So we've asked the sub-county police commander to deploy a team there at Dano Falls because previously there's been reports of a vehicle that was once sighted there. And since we deployed a vehicle there, since we deployed some officers there, we've not had any reports of a dumping around that place. So I would also want to say this, that River Yala, you know, it gets its waters from parts of Nadi Hills, parts of Western Kenya. So what is basically happening is that these bodies are washed from upstream. And when they get to a point called Dano Falls, it's a rocky place, it's a bit carved. Most of these bodies have been discovered there because they couldn't go beyond there. So this is the information that we have, and the DCIO, the OSPD and this team, they are actively on the ground to try and find out where these bodies are coming from, and if there's been the sighting of a vehicle around there. Again, we are demanding answers for that. Additionally, we are in touch with the local police commanders from outside the county. We are looking at parts of Kakamega, parts of Nandi and Uasin Gishu to alert and to inform them that indeed there could be some dumping that is taking place in the tributaries that lead to River Yala. So that's what we're doing for the moment, and we are hopeful with the investigations that are going on to get to the bottom of this.